Shri Shri Ras Biharini Ju Ki Jai, Shiva Labhad Hi Shaki Jai Ho, Sab Vaishnavan ko Saprem Sadar, Sananda, or Sanamra Jai Shri Krishna. Day 19 of our readings of the Shri Hari Rai Ji Ke Bari Shiksha Patr in Braj Bhasha and English. Today we are reading from letter 4, verses 23 to 26. In the absence of the association of true devotees, my mind is not satisfied, and my heartfelt worry is that, if my surrender weakens, what will become of my spiritual life? Know that when one is put into complicated worldly situations, this is a definite sign of the Lord's acceptance, because worldly complications generate detachment, as in the cases of Anga, Chitraket, Pingala and Karde, whose worldly attachment was removed through such complications. Tika 23 and 24. Always focus on taking shelter in Shiva Vallabhacharyaji, even if there is a lack of good association or accomplished devotees. Never change your attitude of shelter. Restrict your mind to this one focus on his lotus feet. Remain totally satisfied with this and never let your shelter weaken. The company of true devotees soon perfects this attitude, and it is difficult without them. But don't wait for their company to start taking shelter, for there could be a delay in meeting them, and until then your mind might become corrupted. Never think, "Oh, what will be, will be. I will do it when the time is right. I can't help it." Do whatever you can to simply place your heart at his feet and surrender. In his Vivek Ashray, Wisdom, Perseverance and Refuge treatise, Sri Acharyaji has taught, even if one finds oneself powerless, one should be patient with the understanding that the power comes not from oneself, but from him. The senses and the body are always searching for sense gratification and worldly happiness. They are calmed by a relationship with the Supreme, and so the senses and body want to keep the mind uninterested in this relationship. The senses and the body behave demonically. However, do not ponder on this demonic nature, rather know that the best purpose of the eyes should be to view the Lord. The best purpose of the hands is to serve him. The best purpose of the ears is to hear his stories, and the best purpose of the mouth is to pronounce his name. Don't allow the body to be lazy. Arise immediately, and within your practice resolve that I will do whatever I can today, this very moment, who knows what will come tomorrow. This is refuge in Sri Mahaprabhuji. Jai Ho. Tika 24. Now the qualities of a Vaishnava devotee are described. They know their purpose in life to be Sri Krishna and never take shelter elsewhere, and this is their principle, for who knows when one might come into contact with worldly complication. But then they are not so troubled by pains or worries, because they know that the Lord Sri Hari, remover of all sorrow, often gives various kinds of worldly struggle to devotees, in order to see that even when then they never abandon their path, and, free from all anxiety, take shelter in him alone. For example, Sri Gosaiji's disciple Vittal Das went to work for Narayan Das. Narayan Das sent Vittal Das to collect some debts, and when he returned some money was missing. So Narayan Das put Vittal Das in prison and had him beaten regularly. The skin on Vittal Das's back was shredded, but he never said he was a Vaishnava, even though he was in such agony. When Sri Gosaiji visited that place, Vittal Das went to take his blessings. Sri Gosaiji asked him how he got into such a state. Vittal Das replied, "My body needed to be punished to release me from the results of my bad karmas." Then Sri Gosaiji asked Narayan Das, "The way that you have beaten him, do you not have any compassion for the soul?" The Lord tests the devotees by giving them difficulties. Sri Mahaprabhuji has described the quality of true refuge in his Vivek Ashray, Wisdom, Perseverance and Refuge treatise. In this world or in any other, and in every situation, Sri Hari is the refuge. In pain and loss, in sin or in fear, in the non-obtainment of the object of desire, when there is conflict with the devotees, an absence of devotion, or if any other devotees aggress you, whether you are incapable or capable in any situation, in every condition, remember that Sri Hari is the only refuge. Contemplate these words. Whatever worldly, scriptural or bodily suffering you have to bear, do not resort to anxiety. Just remain surrendered to Sri Hari. This is the sign of a true devotee of Sri Krishna. Verse 25. Sri Mahaprabhuji's nectarian teachings say that Sri Hari does not allow his devotee to become comfortable in worldly situations or within scriptural injunctions. The true devotee recognizes Sri Hari's intentions and always remains satisfied. Tika 25. In his Navaratna, the 9 jewels treatise, Sri Mahaprabhuji Sri Vallabhacharyaji has stated, the Lord Sri Hari will not grant you comfort in worldly or scriptural matters. From this, know that the Lord does not situate his own people in either of these realms. Rather, he detaches them from the world in order to perfect their surrender. Contemplating on the Lord's heartfelt purpose, the accomplished devotee then considers, my Lord has done me a favour by not smoothing out my worldly or scriptural life, thus liberating me. If my worldly life was comfortable, I would become attached to it and then forget my beloved Lord. And the same goes for the realm of scriptural injunctions. Yes, he has done me a great favour. One who ponders upon the Lord's intentions in this way, and who is thus of contented disposition and always satisfied, is a true devotee. Verse 26. Therefore, never let worldly people affect your inner being, but perform external duties with true detachment. Tika 26. If, as described in the previous verse, Sri Thakurji does not grant perfection in worldly and scriptural involvements, and the devotee accepts this situation and remains content, then how will that devotee's home life and all its necessities be organised? If you have doubts about this, hear this teaching. The true devotee knows that his main purpose in life is to serve and remember the Lord and to take shelter in him. They ponder, I got attached to worldly and scriptural ways, so the Lord did not allow these situations to be perfected, and that is fine, for now I will not be attached to such duties and will just do whatever I can, as he defines. Do what you need to do in the world just as a show, but with your heart totally detached from such actions and unaffected by them. Live in the world by keeping your mind attached to serving the Lord, not to worldly affairs. Do not expose your inner path to anyone, rather let them see you doing your duties. If you take shelter in the Lord in this way, he will be pleased. Concluding the reading for today, day 19 in letter 4. What wonderful advice. Shri Hari Rai Ji ki jai ho. Aaj ke Anand ki jai ho. Sab Vaishnavan ko jai Shri Krishna. Shri Shri Ras Viharini Ji ki jai ho. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai ho. Jai Shri Radhe.